Well, folks, welcome back to the kitchen. Tonight we're gonna whip together some venison stir fry. Another one of Hank Shaw's recipes, so go check him out because guy is phenomenal. I just absolutely love using his cookbooks and the stuff he has on his website. All that information is down in our description, and you should really check him out. Check out his website, check him out on social media. He's always posting all kinds of great ideas on there, and quite honestly, is really, just using his stuff has allowed me to get a lot better as a wild game cook here. So by no means am I an expert, but I'm getting there. Well, I'm getting better, I should say. At any rate, really appreciate you guys joining us tonight for here in the kitchen, and we're going to do this stir fry. So the step one is going to be slicing up our meat. So I've got some like shoulder meat, steak type stuff that I'm going to slice up and we'll get the marinade going. So step one here is just going to be slicing the meat. So you want to do this, get into the marinade first, and then while it doesn't take long for the marinade process on this one because it's such a small pieces of meat, and then we'll chop up the rest of the stuff. So what you're looking for is like 1 to 3 inch long strips, about 1/4 inch thick. So which why I picked the venison I picked, because it's just pieces coming off the shoulder or the hind leg that I would use as steaks, and it's already about 3 inches. So all I got to do with these is cut those 1/4 inch little strips, so just like you would have in any kind of regular stir fry that you get at a restaurant. So slice these up, and then we'll get them into the marinade. All right, so I got that in my bowl here. So next I'm going to get my marinade on top of this. So it's a Shoksing wine, or sherry cooking wine is what they call for. So I'm going to put that in here. I have sherry wine, that's all I can find at the store. So I'll get that in there. Soy sauce. A little bit of salt. I'm using some coarse kosher salt here for this. You don't need much. All right, and then last little step here is going to be the cornstarch. So we'll cut this with some water. Okay, mix that all up. That looks good, smells good. I'm sure it will be good. So it doesn't take much. Set that aside. Okay, so while that's marinating, we've got these vegetables taken care of. I have 3 cloves of garlic. I've already prepped them, so just pull the cloves off and then peel them, and then for this we're just going to slice them. And I'm just going to do nice thin slices here. And dealing with this is tedious, I know. And I don't do tedious very well, but here we are. All right. And then 1 to 4 chilies. I'm only going to use 2. And I didn't get finding anything at the store these days is a pain in the neck. So I didn't get like the normal red chilies I would get. So I like to just grab some jalapenos. Also because I don't want to make this too spicy, because my daughter would not appreciate that. Poor kid is sick. She's finally starting to feel a little better. So I want to make her something, one of her things that she really likes, which is this type of food. But in the process, I don't want to kill her. I'll get these sliced up. So I'm going to quarter these. Again, this is because I'm cooking this for my daughter. If this was just me, I would just do the whole rounds and throw it in. But since I'm not, I'm going to do these, quarter them, and then I'll just thinly slice these. And what that helps with is making sure that my daughter doesn't grab a big giant spoonful of jalapeno, or if I was using any kind of chili, same thing. That's where we're going with this. So food is meant to be enjoyable. She likes a little bit of heat, which is why I'm using the jalapenos, because she does like jalapeno. Alright, so there's all of the chilies. Next up is a bell pepper. Yellow. The recipe calls for yellow or red. I'm just using a yellow. You could honestly use yellow, red, orange, whatever. Doesn't matter. But I'm going to use this red one. That's what I got. And for this is just slicing them. So I've halved it, and now I'm just going to slice them lengthwise. Again, fairly thin. It'll cook better that way. It's one of those things where, like, when you're doing this with your vegetables, you're trying to get some sort of uniformity across your vegetables so that they cook uniformly. So throw that in. And then the last thing we're going to do is our cilantro. So one bunch of cilantro, and we're just going to roughly chop that. And then I'm just going to leave that here on the cutting board because that's the last thing that goes in at the very end with some soy sauce. So we'll leave that. These guys I can put off to the side. And now we're ready to get going with our wok. Be right back. All right, ready for the wok. Waka, waka, waka. Okay, I couldn't resist. So I've got peanut oil, put that in the wok, and I'm going to heat this up. So you want to get this about 275 to 300 degrees. So I do have a thermometer, a candy thermometer type of thing or whatever. This is perfect for, you know, checking your oil temps. So I'll let this heat up really good, and then I'll check the temperature on the oil as it comes up. All right, we're there. Turn it down just a little bit, and now we're ready for put the meat on. So I'm going to take about a third at a time. Throw that in. All right, they don't need to be in there long. 30 seconds to like a minute. Just oil off. This is a real quick process. Those look pretty good. I'm going to turn that heat down a little bit. Now we're ready for the next third. What I'm doing here with this chopstick is using that just to separate the meat slices. All right, same thing, 30 seconds to a minute. Doesn't take long. And then the last of our meat. Okay, you got all that meat off. I put it off to the side because we're going to put it back in here in a little bit. I'm heating up with the oil. We're going to heat it up until we start to see the smoke, and then we're going to throw in our bell pepper and the chilies. So I've got it on my biggest hottest burner, all the way up high heat. I drained off all but about 3 tablespoons of the oil. I'll save that oil for another time. All right, should be ready to go. Stand back here. We're going to let that cook for about 90 seconds. Again, this is just the bell peppers and the chilies. All right, that should be good. Throw in our garlic. We're just going to give this about 30 seconds. All right, there's our 30 seconds roughly. Next, we got the venison we already cooked. We're going to throw that back in. And that's going to go in there for another 90 seconds. All right, that's looking pretty good. And the next step here is going to be 2 tablespoons of our soy. I only need about 30 seconds with that. Really just to get that cilantro to wilt down. Last but not least, some sesame oil. You only need a little bit of that. I'm gonna put like 2 teaspoons of that in there. And then we'll just put that together there. Smells good, looks good. I'm quite sure this is going to be pretty tasty. This is just a basic little recipe. So I'm gonna let that cool down. Turn the fan off so you can hear me a little better. There you have it. And I've got some steamed rice that I already made. Look at that, folks. Doesn't that look good? Looks good to me. Got some steamed rice in there, and then our stir fry thrown on top of that. It looks a little warm. We're gonna give this a little go. See what we think. Try to pick a chunk of this meat here. Try and do this without burning my face off. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. That is really, really good. Yeah, you can taste that sesame at the end there. That threw in at the end. Jalapenos were perfect, not too spicy. Just got a little bit there. And the cilantro and that garlic. So I really like this garlic, the way it's slicing like this, and just I thought maybe it might be too much, but that is good. There you have it, folks. This has turned out to be a great little recipe for tonight. It's a Tuesday night, whip up after work, whip up a quick meal. This did not take me long at all. I mean, I probably spent more time kind of bouncing around the kitchen here playing with the camera than I did anything. But you can whip this together in 30 minutes. Really, as long as it takes to cook the rice, that's about how long it's going to take to do the rest of this thing. So pretty easy, and highly recommend it. So, I am really hungry, and that's really good. So I'm going to get out of here. But I do appreciate you guys following along, as always, and joining us here in the kitchen. We've got a bunch more coming. I've got a whole list of recipes that I've got on the docket that I'm going to try out, because I just love trying all kinds of new different things that do with my venison, or any of my wild game for that matter. Come back, check us out, and follow along with our journey here in the kitchen as we learn. Don't forget, reach down, hit that subscribe button, leave us a like. We appreciate all the comments. So hit us up if you've got questions or anything, let us know, and we'll see you guys next time.